What's going on YouTube? So for decades, the Lexus RX has been a force to be reckoned with in the luxury SUV market. And while the previous generation did offer a third row, there's never been a three-row version that was truly spacious. Well, that changes now with this 2024 Lexus TX. This all-new nameplate takes the things everyone loves about the RX and supersizes them, including a huge third row, tons of cargo space, and a powerful F-Sport performance model. So is this the best family luxury three-row SUV? Let's take a first look and find out. So let's start off this video by taking a look at the exterior design. The all-new GX is going to go with the rugged route, and when it comes to this TX, this is going to go for a much sleeker design than that model. That's going to start out up here in the front as well. So one of the things you're going to notice that's very different actually from other Lexus products, even including the RX, is this new unified spindle grille. So what this is, as the name implies, is basically the front end design blending into the grille itself. You don't have such hard borders like you do on other products with the typical Lexus spindle grille. This to me actually kind of reminds a little bit of a 2017 Toyota Highlander, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, this is the F-Sport version today, so you'll notice we don't have like a really aggressive black fascia either, which is something I observed. Now, as we shift over here to our headlights, of course, you're going to have full LED headlights, as you'd expect for a Lexus product, with signature elements such as the arrowhead daytime running light running across the top. We also have fog lamps down here at the bottom inside of a large black housing for an aggressive look. Now, as we move over here to our wheels, Lexus says you will have available 20 and 22-inch alloy options depending on which trim level you choose. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the F-Sport model. So as you can see, we have a 22-inch alloy wheel with a very aggressive multi-spoke design, kind of a gray finish with black accents running all throughout. It's a really cool look overall. We also have a full body color in terms of going around the wheel arches and all the lower elements throughout the rest of the exterior. Now on the side here, we have an F-Sport badge, and when we move up here to our mirrors, we've got that typical Lexus shape, full gloss black finish on board, and you got all the technology you expect, including heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding.
Now here at the side, this is where you notice how big the TX is. This, of course, is a family SUV focused on that interior usability, which we will get to. And you're going to notice that because of the overall length. 203.1 inches, so that's actually a little bit larger than the Toyota Grand Highlander. It's going to be about 10 inches larger than the Lexus RX for reference. And as far as some of the other design elements, we do have blacked out window surrounds going through here, and we also have this blacked out C-pillar to give it a nice sporty look, as well as a body color roof and blacked out roof rails up top. But let's go ahead and check out the rear design, see if we can get Drew over here to check out the way this TX looks. Now back here, you're going to see a pretty smooth design, especially when you compare it to something like the all-new Lexus GX, but I really like the way this looks. You're going to have signature elements for the Lexus brand, like the full-length LED taillights with Lexus spelled out across the back. You're going to have an LED turn signal as well as LED reverse light. Then dropping down to your lower area, all of this is going to be body color once again, so I do like that element. They're not having the tough, rugged, matte black finish that a lot of people don't like. And as far as the tow rating, we don't have that exact figure just yet because this is an early video. Now let's talk about safety. As you would expect for a vehicle that's built on the Grand Highlander, which is very family-oriented, Lexus is going to give you all of your safety systems as standard equipment through the Safety Sense 3.0 system package. Now, you do also have a traffic jam assist that works at up to 25 miles an hour, so that's a nice feature that they're throwing in for this TX. But that's going to wrap up the exterior design. There's a lot to show you on the inside, and if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
Now let's go ahead and check out the interior. I don't have the key, but this will of course have smart entry. And I'm also noticing that this has the same electronic style door handles as the RX and the NX. So you just pinch it without moving the actual door handle itself, and that will open up the door. But let's go ahead and take a look inside the cabin. So as soon as you open up the door, you'll see that family resemblance to the Lexus RX because you'll have a lot of the same design elements on board. And we'll start out talking a little bit about interior color materials. Now, of course, this is a very early first look, so we don't have full information, but Lexus does say you're going to have 3 color options available. Those are black, peppercorn, or birch. This being the F Sport model, as you can see, we have a pretty aggressive seat. Nice thick bolsters here. We've got some Alcantara on the inside of these bolsters, and then a nice leatherette material through there, as well as F Sport branding and a color contrast finish. So I definitely like these seats. They look very pleasing. Down below, we have what appears to be 8 or 10-way power adjusting seats with 2-way lumbar support and some aluminum pedals down there. But let's go ahead and jump inside, take a look at all the details. Now that we've climbed inside, let's take a look at some of our other interior materials. So we'll start out over here with the door trim. We do have the same two-tone leather material running through here. And we have a bunch of leather actually running all through this section here because, like I mentioned, we do have the electronic door handles. So that's actually what's going to open up the door, so you don't have a traditional door handle kind of cluttering up this area. Let's move to the upper dashboard. Nice soft touch plastic through here. More soft touch plastic. We have a piece of leather that's running through there. We have a Alcantara strip matching what we have on the seats, and then some leather padding running through the center console. So this is definitely going to be a little bit more luxurious, as you'd expect, than the related Toyota Grand Highlander. Now we're indoors, so I can't fully start up the vehicle, but let's go ahead and push the button here and fire up the electronics. Now let's dig into some of the specific details. We'll start with our gauge cluster here. We have a 12.3-inch full digital gauge cluster. Lexus does say this is available on the TX model, and of course you can change all the typical expected things. Plus you have a head-up display as well. Now as we pull back, we have the signature Lexus F Sport steering wheel, nice perforated leather, good bolsters, as well as paddle shifters on the steering wheel. The wheel itself is going to be power tilt and telescoping, as well as heated. But this is a family crossover after all, so let's check interior storage. We have a very unique console design here that kind of floats, and it does actually open from both directions. So if we press that button there, as you can see, it's going to kind of fold open in both ways, and wow, this is a really big console. Nice and deep, really good felt lining as well on all the sides, so I definitely appreciate that. As we move in front of that, we have this area which appears to have some kind of removable cup holder arrangement. So I guess these can come out and give you a versatile storage area here, or you can leave the square cup holders. And then we have a nice large wireless phone charging pad through there. We don't have the storage shelf like you do in the Grand Highlander though. So if that matters to you, then I guess you would want to get the Grand Highlander. Now coming down here to our shifter, this is your typical Lexus electronic shifter. Just like other Lexus products, you will have an available 360-degree camera system as well, and you got your electronic parking brake right there behind it. As we rise above, let's take a look at our main display. So we have the standard 14-inch display. This, of course, is the latest and greatest from the Lexus brand. So you have the new infotainment system, new navigation, wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. The bottom section is going to be devoted to climate controls, as you can see, and the physical knobs are going to be built into the display itself, so it's a really cool look. You should have standard 3-zone climate control, and you also have, of course, heated and ventilated front seats. Of course, we're on a very limited time frame, so I can't pair my phone and give you a sound sample, but this is a 21-speaker Mark Levinson sound system, so if I know anything about these systems, they always sound really good. Now as we rise above here, we have a auto-dimming mirror with 3 Homelink universal remotes. This is also a digital camera rear view mirror. Of course, there's nothing to look at today though. And finally up here at the top, you do have a panoramic sunroof.
Now let's check out the rear seat area. This is really the most important part about this all-new Lexus TX, is how practical it is for the family. Now, we don't have official specs and figures, but we are going to insert the Toyota Grand Highlander specs and figures, which we do have, and it should be very similar to that. Now, we're of course going to have plenty of space behind your seating position. It's a very family-oriented and comfortable product. You can just feel that. The seats are really comfortable. There's lots of space. Now, as far as some of the features are concerned, here in the center, we do have our own climate controls. We're also going to have heated and ventilated rear seats, so that's a nice premium feature that we're seeing on this Lexus TX. Dropping down below that, we have a little storage cubby, 2 USB-C ports, as well as a household-style outlet. Here in the center, we do have this center area that's used for cup holders. You can also remove these, just like Drew mentioned in the front, which is a really nice feature that you can just use for storage instead. As you can see, we have the captain's chairs on this particular model. However, bench seating is available. As far as other features, we do have rear window sunshades, and the door trim is going to be pretty much the same as the front. It's going to be nicely wrapped in leather. Not too many design elements going on here because the door handle is integrated down below that, and we do have bottle storage in the very bottom. And for the best part, the third row of this all-new Lexus TX. So in order to get back here, they've made it really easy. So if you just locate this button right here, that will actually allow you to fold the seat up and slide it right out of the way in a quick one-press system. And let's go ahead and get back here and see the third row of this TX. As you can see, we have 2 seats on this particular third row, and boy, this is a comfortable and really spacious area for this TX. Now, one thing I want to point out is the seats themselves are actually going to have that two-tone finish. They're also going to be have an Alcantara accent on the side. Really premium feeling third row back here. And as far as the space is concerned, it's going to be really large. As you can see, my feet can slide up underneath the seat. The thigh support is excellent. So just like in the Toyota Grand Highlander, we're very impressed with what this TX has to offer. As far as features, we do have the ability to actually power recline our third row, so it gets even better. You can take a heck of a nap back here, and as hot as it is in this building, I might just fall asleep right now. Now, as far as other features, we do have USB ports as well as some lighting, and we have vents integrated up here in the ceiling. And another big part about this TX is the cargo capacity, because you need a lot of space for your entire family. As far as the space is concerned back here, 20 cubic feet behind the third row seats. If we fold those down, they are power folding, by the way, we're going to have 57 cubic feet of cargo capacity. And then as a maximum, we're looking at 97 cubic feet, which is only going to be a half cubic foot less than the Toyota Grand Highlander for reference. So you are indeed going to have a ton of space in this Lexus TX. It's going to be a lot bigger than something like a Lexus GX, for instance. And then as far as other things, we do have storage under here for your cargo cover. We're also going to have a 1500 volt or watt household outlet back here in the cargo area for any type of tailgating needs in this TX. Now, as far as the powertrain is concerned for this all-new Lexus TX, we are going to have 3 powertrain options. They're actually not going to be the same as what you find on the Toyota Grand Highlander. We start with the TX 350 model, which has the 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder. That's going to be making 275 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, we do also have plenty of other engine options if that's not enough power for you. There's the TX 500H, which is the performance hybrid model, which is what we're actually looking at today. That's going to have the 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder with a front electric motor and a rear e-axle. That's the same one that you find in the RX 500H F Sport Performance, 366 horsepower, 409 pound-feet of torque. Now, they're also offering a TX 550H Plus, which is a plug-in hybrid, and this is going to be really interesting, guys. I'm very excited about this offering. A 3.5-liter V6 plus an electric system, 406 horsepower total. So this is going to be the fastest option in the Lexus lineup, and Lexus is promising that it has 33 miles of EV range. So that's certainly going to be a really cool option for a lot of American families who want some electrification in their 3-row SUV. And you're probably wondering, when is this going to be available and how much is it going to cost? Well, Lexus has not officially released pricing information, but we're going to estimate that this TX is going to start about $55,000 and range up to about $75,000 for a fully loaded model. Now, that is just a Car Confections estimate, so don't blame me if the prices are wrong. It could be more or less than that. Now, as far as when it's available, the TX is originally going to be available in fall of this year, so you're not going to have to wait too much longer for a TX model. However, if you want the plug-in hybrid, that will follow a little bit later next year. And guys, that's going to wrap up our first look video of this all-new 2024 Lexus TX. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, we would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By doing so, you help get us invited to events like this where we can show you some of the latest crossovers on the market. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.